Hi everyone, it's Debbie. I'm back for another video. Thought I'd try something a little different this time. I'm going to do April and May in the same video because the videos have been a little bit short, so hopefully it won't take too long to do. If it does, I'll just cut it out and just do 1 month at a time. Also, well, first off, I wanted to say thank you for watching my video. I really appreciate everyone taking the time out to look at them and leaving me comments on them. It's really meant a lot to me. One thing that I want to do is I wanted to show you all the watercolors that I use. This is a mix of Daniel Smith and Winsor & Newton watercolors. I've stopped using my Lyra watercolor crayons and mostly just use these watercolors in my Fauxbonichi now. I use that set, and then this set is the core watercolor set. I use both of them just depending on what color I want. So here we are with the month of April. This is my monthly calendar pages that I filled in with everything that was going on. It wasn't a too busy month. So starting out with April 1st, it was Easter. I drew a little Easter bunny and a cow because my daughters went with my husband to a friend's farm and got to see the cows and everything. This next page is just a little street scene that I drew in watercolor, just something that I found off of Pinterest. What I usually do to get inspiration is I go on Pinterest and look at my daily feed and look for pictures of things that might pique my interest and look like something that I'm able to draw. Or if I know of something specific that I want to do, I'll Google, how to draw a bunny rabbit, or, look on Pinterest and do bunny rabbit watercolor or something like that. So that's basically what I do. Almost everything that I do in my Fauxbonichi is copied off of Pinterest. There's very little original art in here. I really can't draw from my own imagination to save my life. This was I think it's Kelly Barton art that I copied, and then just a little plant. When I do these videos, I don't really go over what I did that day. I kind of find that a little bit boring for people watching my video to get me regurgitating what was going on that day. And I really don't have a very interesting life. I'm retired, and most of my days consist of me drawing and reading and maybe watching YouTube or something like that. And so it just would be a lot of repetitive words for me to tell you what I was doing. So if you want to see what was going on, I guess you can freeze the video and read about it. There's no secrets in here. My plan for my Fauxbonichi is to pass it on to my girls someday, and hopefully they'll enjoy reading about my days and seeing the art that I did. I'm probably not going to talk a whole lot in this video because, I can say, oh, look, I drew a palm tree, but I think you can see that I drew a palm tree and that I did a little brush lettering. So I'll just kind of flip through the pages and maybe make comments where something comes up that I want to say. This page I tried doing a little bit different because I don't usually do background colors on my pages. It's a little different look for me. I don't know how much I like it. I like the contrast of the pink with the black and white, but it's not my favorite page. Sometimes if I don't have a lot to say about a certain day, I fill it up with more art than words, and that was probably the case on this day. I just did 2 images on here, and same here. This is Daniel Donaldson art that I copied. I thought this was kind of cool. I'm real happy with how that turned out. And then I got a lot of comments on this little drawing. People were like, how did you know that was me going into the beach? So I thought that was cute. I got my my hair cut this day, obviously. I thought this was funny. I craft so I don't kill people. That's me. This is art by Megan Suarez. And then this is Sam Toft. I really like his art. It's real quirky. A lot of fun. This day I went to St. Petersburg to a Joanne Sharp art class and really had a lot of fun. I've taken several classes from her. I would really encourage you, if you ever get a chance, to take anything from Joanne Sharp. She's great. She does very whimsical watercolor and has some great techniques that she could teach you. I took a, you'll see in May, I went to an art retreat from her and just had the best time. Drawing faces again. Didn't turn out too bad. Not real happy with this. Could have blended it a little bit better, I think. And this, I really like how the colors turned out, but the palm tree is a little bit awkward. I went ahead and I redrew it later on a piece of watercolor paper, and it turned out a little bit better. But I like how the coconuts turned out. It was kind of fun to do. Another piece of Danielle Donaldson art. Nothing specific for the wine in the wine cooler container, but just something that I saw that I felt like drawing. Somebody made a comment on the fact that most of my art is very ocean themed, and I think you'll see that trend. I live about 15 or 20 miles away from Cocoa Beach in Florida, and just love everything that's beachy. So I tend to be attracted more to beachy, ocean type images when I'm drawing than other types of things. And so that's something that makes me happy. So that's something that's reflected in my art. Again, I'm just using my watercolors here. Stopped using the Lyra watercolors and using the Daniel Smith and Winsor & Newton and Core watercolors. Like how this turned out. I think it looks neat. This one is weird, but this is exactly how it looked on the original. You know, it looks like it's blood on the door or something like that, but that's the colors that they used on the original, so I went ahead and I did it. It turned out kind of cool, I think. Then I did this coral in here. Really liked how it turned out, and I did it again a couple more times on some watercolor paper in case I wanted to frame it and hang it up. But I'm not happy enough with my art yet to have any of it hanging up in the house. There's, I think anybody who does any kind of art can always see their mistakes, and that's the first thing that they look at when they look at it. And that's the end of April. I told you this would be fast. So we're going on with May. Here's my monthly pages for May, and this shows I went to the art retreat in Cocoa Beach. This is a picture of my oldest daughter, Kelsey. And this is my youngest daughter, Kayla, and her boyfriend. My oldest daughter asked me to draw some cacti for her, so I practiced doing them in here, and I really like how it turned out. So I spent a couple days drawing them and made a couple different sizes and different styles, and she really liked it and ended up having one frame. So that really made me happy that she felt like my art was nice enough that it was something that she would want to hang up in her house or her apartment, I guess. This day I took a drawing faces class at Whimsidoodle in St. Petersburg, and this is just the basic guidelines that they give you, that the eyes are halfway down the face, and the nose is another halfway down, and the mouth is another halfway down that. And then this is the teacher, Mary Correa. It was a real good class. Taught us some cute shortcuts to use. It's just, it's a 2.5 hour drive for me to get there, so it's a little bit of a ride to go there, so I have to really be interested in the class that they're offering for me to go. More beachy stuff. And this is the start of the art retreat on May 7th. Spent all day over there doing different types of art. She taught us how to draw these seashells. It's just a little rectangle and a triangle, basically, which I guess if you looked at one, you could figure that out on your own, but I just never thought of it that way. Then this was another day of the art retreat. Don't really like how this turned out. Her face is kind of wonky, but oh well, that happens. And then this was the last day of the art retreat. And these are some flowers that Joanne, it's kind of like her trademark flowers. She draws these a lot. Then I started playing with blending colors a little bit. I was really on a high from the art retreat and was doing a lot of art at that time afterwards and having a lot of fun with it. So I really like how this turned out. I like how all the different colors are. But again, it's, you know, a beachy theme. Then drew these turtles. I just love this picture. I love turtles, anything with turtles on it. So this made me really happy to draw this. This was Mother's Day. I don't know why I felt that was an appropriate picture for it. Like how this pelican turned out. He looks kind of evil the way he's looking at you in there, but it was kind of fun to draw. And then I drew a shrimp for no particular reason, just looked like it would be fun to do. This boat kind of turned out a little wonky itself. I think I probably should have cut this edge off or something. I guess I shouldn't be pointing out all my mistakes to everybody. That's a bad habit that I have. So I'll try not to do that anymore. This day I got some happy mail from a lady that I met in the art retreat. She did this. Here's a little bit of joy for you, and a little cutout with that and some lettering that she did. I thought that was really sweet of her to send that to me. And then I just did this little sandpiper on the page. A lot of journaling on this day. Was still on the high from my art retreats. I was doing, again, a lot of beachy kind of pictures. This one I did with some masking fluid. I masked the tree branches first and then painted over it and then took the masking off. And that's why everything is such a nice white color and everything. I really like how that turned out. It was kind of fun to do. I like this manatee. I like how the colors blended in together. And then on this day, this was a real busy day. My daughter and I went down to Jupiter, Florida and did a bunch of shopping and everything. So I kind of just drew a little snippet from everything that we did. Put this tip in to add more to the page because I had a lot to write about. And then wrote more on this side. Should have done it. I wrote it upside down. I shouldn't have done it that way, but that's okay. I can still read it. It was a fun day. Some more beachy art. And then this is my dog Sophie. She's a 3-year-old Boston Terrier, always into some kind of trouble, but she's a cutie, has a lot of personality. And then if it's an odd number day at the end of the month, then I do a 2-page spread, just because that's how it works out in my book, so that I can start the monthly pages on 2 pages by themselves. So this was my 2-page spread for the end of May. Really like how these waves turn out, and there's a little surfer in the corner. And that is it. That's pretty fast. June is finished. I'll probably do that flip maybe in about a week or something like that, just so y'all don't get tired of hearing from me. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me any comments or thumbs up, and let me know if you've got any ideas of anything else that you'd like me to do. Thanks a lot for watching.